Manchester United are one of the most decorated clubs in the world, but in the last 10 years, they've only won 6 trophies. Disgraceful, with a lot of speculation around Ten Hag at the moment, making Manchester United a really horrible looking team. With a struggle in the league and players saying they're not wanting it enough, we're going to interfere, purchasing a bit of United, as we are in charge of hiring and firing, taking Manchester United over for 10 whole seasons. Yes, people, here is Ten Hag. He still has his job at United, but we can be the ones to change that, as we have control over managers. And this team overall, well, doesn't look really awful, but we're going to have to do things with it, as you will see what those are right now. As we're going to spin this wheel on the first team and reserve players. And whichever first team and reserver it lands on, we must keep. So everyone in the starting squad and bench are on this wheel, so who can we not sell in the entirety of the 10 seasons? It is going to land on De Ligt. Okay, so one of the new signings at United cannot leave the club. Not a bad choice to get for the first team, but the reserves, and there's less of them. Who is going to be the reserve we keep? Is that going to be Mount? It is, right, okay. I was hoping for Lenny Euro, but we already have a centre-back, so Mount and De Ligt. They don't have to be first team, but these two cannot leave the club, because let's be honest, in 10 seasons, the squad's going to change a lot. As we have 125 million, no aims, no trophies in mind, but there will be a way of measuring trophies for the future. As you can see on screen, there's an award ceremony ranking stage, because the team with the most trophies will always be in that rank 1 slot, and then the team we are rebuilding, say United is today, they will be on the current rank, and then compared to the team we've won the most trophies with. It'll be clearer once we do more, as there's also a clean sheet list, a top assister list, and a top scorers list. As throughout these 10 season rebuilds, we're going to see which player in world football will keep the most assists, keep the most clean sheets, and score the most bloody goals. As let's get into rebuilding, shall we? Firstly, looking at the young players, we are going to start an academy trying to build a class of 24, like the class of 92, which is Gary Neville, and the likes, but we do have a wonder kid here, Kobbie bloody Mainu, the star of the show, as we've got 2 players with the blocked offers, of course, and we've only got 2 transfer listed. We've got Eriksen and Casemiro, both aging players, as a lot of youngsters on the loan list, including Yoro, but also Malacia and Anthony, both 24. They don't fit into my team, as the tactic is going to be gegenpressing, counter-attacking style, and an aggressive approach. I don't think Man United are too aggressive. We're going to stick it high with a 70 line, and that's it. We cannot change the tactics again, because if we want to change the tactics, that means we have to get a new manager and sack Erik Ten Hag. But anyway, less talking about sacking and more doing with these youngsters. We've got Arlo John through the academy, Kingsley Ali, and I'm going to promote both of those 2, but then the rest of them can go. I'm going to reset this academy, getting good scouts to good countries. As the first scout, Partridge, a 4-star going to Argentina, then a 5-star experienced Borisenko going to England. Then we've got another 5-star this time, Camilleri from Malta going to Portugal to find the next Ronaldo. As speaking of old Ronnie, how's he doing? Right, an 11-month contract at Al Nassr, and 39 years old. Now, under Erik Ten Hag, I don't think Ronaldo would ever return to United, but maybe, with our scout, we could find the next regen of him. That's what I look forward to. As Juve, the first bid for a player, Luke Shaw? No. I'm not going to spend all day with these transfers. We've got 10 seasons ahead of us, as the first player actually leaving us is Eriksen back to London in West Ham and give him Mount game time. That's the plan I had in mind for him, as then our other transfer listed player, Casemiro, with no pace, has gone to Leicester for 30 million. The perfect move for him, as Harry Amas goes out on a 12-month loan. And also Anthony, getting a move to Crystal Palace. We've got Ethan Wheatley getting a move to Antwerp, who have got his services. And finally, Malacia, a 2-year loan back to the Netherlands. That is a lot of players out, and 166 million to spend. We probably could make one signing. I don't want to go gung-ho season 1. And Duvan Zapata. Now, I know it's not what you're expecting. Sorry to disappoint, or am I? Because if we get him in, we can loan Højlund or Xerxes out, and the other one will grow off the bench. He fits the formation, the highest rated, has a playstyle ++, going straight into the team, and will keep himself happy there. And it's allowed me to loan out Højlund to Aston Villa just for a year to see how he progresses away from Manchester United. A very long start to a very long career, but you can see we're getting prepped for it. We've got some youth coming through the academy, Ricardo Marino and also Diogo Gomez. Both have made progress, so I've promoted both of them straight away. And speaking of progress, we're on a race to 50k subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button and the like as well, as this is what United looks like. And hey, we've had some changes. De Ligt, one of our best players, who is a player we have got to keep, and then Bayendia. Why is he in between the sticks for us? Well, it's because Napoli paid the release clause for Andre Onana, so Ten Hag's lost his goalkeeper, but will he lose his job? Oh my days, and we've lost Xerxes! When did he go out on loan? Okay, that is a mistake. I did loan lease both players, but they should have time to grow. 9th in the Premier League. It has got worse for Erik Ten Hag. No European football, and we do need to win trophies here. Finishing below Wolves, Newcastle, Villa. Disgusting, as he can't even win the Community Shield. But he does win an FA Cup, so hey, at least we've got that trophy. He doesn't win a Carabao, with West Ham beating Birmingham and beaten by Stockport, a Manchester-based rival. Europa League phase went fairly good for United, but also hammered by Lazio 4-1, with our top scorer Bruno Zapata, a decent signing actually, but still, is this good enough for Ten Hag to keep his job? And I have decided enough is enough. An FA Cup didn't save Eric. We have got Thomas Tuchel in as United manager. Will he last the next couple of seasons? I don't know, as this team still needs a lot of work, and definitely with goalkeepers. Tom Heaton's retired, Onana obviously got bought, and Bayendia last year only kept 4 clean sheets. As also a striker's needed, because Højlund, 81, Xerxes 82, Zapata, don't need him no more. And no standout youth, apart from Lenny Euro, now 19-year-old, but could probably use another loan. Won't get played this year, as our first scout to Iceland, our second to Kosovo, and our last one. Of course, we've got to have a scout in England. See what gets found at only 148 million. I mean, we did win an FA Cup, we did finish 9th in the Prem. So let's kick things off with a goalkeeper we think can last. And Guilherme Restes, 20-year-old, 81 rated, currently at Atalanta, and we are trying to youth this squad up, so we'll offer 37 million. Please be Tuchel's first signing. Oh, 54. I mean, we do have the money, and it still gives us enough for another player, so I am going to go and accept that. From Onana to Restes, what looks like a bad rating change is surely a good one for the future of this football club. Ooh, and while selecting him, I completely forgot about this man. Jadon Sancho is back in United colours. Does he get a chance? I mean, his contract is expiring, but he's higher rated than Garnacho, Diallo, Rashford. I think he gets his chance, as he's just signed a 4-year deal, as there's only one player expiring, or a few, including Harry Maguire. Who isn't the first one sold? Of course, it's Duvan Zapata. Going to Chelsea. I don't know why they want that player, but they want anyone, as Sociedad want anyone, it seems. As Aston Villa help us out again, from Højlund to Euro. As speaking of Højlund, PSV for 2 years. Took me by surprise, but I didn't take him off the loan list. He's joining Malacia, and he's still a bit low rated. Gives him time to grow, as I think a striker perfect for a year or two whilst him and Xerxes grow is Ronaldo. That almost rhymed, as I'm willing to pay £20 million for a 40-year-old striker. Come on, let him come home. As here he is, playing for Tuchel's tricky Reds in the Premier League, and we cannot finish 9th with the signing of Ronaldo. As if you didn't know the kit I'm wearing, it is an OG Man United one, and guess who's on the back? Yes, that man we've just signed. Picture of the kit on screen, and that is the one that I'm wearing. As the youth players this year, we've actually got some decent ones. Hugo Clayton keeps on growing, Jonsson from Iceland, Bustamante, Ortega, and Townsend looks decent. They'll all be loaned next year as Ronaldo hasn't gone down and the team is just going up. Look at Restes, 87! Tuchel's 2 signings doing absolutely amazing. He's the second best player. He's only been here a year, and he's only 21, as Ronaldo our top scorer, with them Bruno, Agate, and Garnacho getting up there. And more clean sheets this year, as yes, Champions League football. No, it is not a trophy, but we do have 10 seasons to win it. Or 8 from now on, as we still can't beat City in the Community Shield, as the FA Cup is actually not won this year. Seems we've sacrificed trophies to actually do better in the Premier League, as Chelsea win the Carabao, so yep, it's trophyless in England. But we did get Europa League through winning the FA Cup and 6th in the league, to only be beaten by actually the eventual winners Benfica. 6-4 ain't good, and it's got me thinking about our defence a little bit. Martinez, of course, and De Ligt, 87. But where is Kobe Mainoo? Why do people buy our players? As his release clause is paid by Brighton in our division. No, I cannot believe that is even happening to us. We're probably going to get him back at some point, as Collier could step in, or even better, Clayton, but I do feel he needs a loan deal, plus he's not defensive enough as it is, but we can rely on this academy a little. It's getting better. Look at this. Look how many youngsters we have at the team. Now, I know they're not getting used, and we do only have 10 seasons, but the second half of this rebuild is going to be absolutely stacked, I believe, and plus we can sign regen players if they are available. As 202 million, and that's without winning a trophy. That is the power of the top 4. So we are now in the Champions League with Mr. Champions League. Ronaldo is up front for us, as now down here in the reserves. Where is Højlund? Guessing still out on loan. But anyway, Xerxes, 84 rated. We've got a lot of wingers getting better. I mean, Anthony's now an 80. Lenny Yoro is now 81, so he's getting better as a youngster and can probably stay on our bench, as I don't want to get rid of many players. With release clauses leaving us short, I'm just going to focus on signings and youth players, as our first scout to Guatemala and our second to Costa Rica, trying to find the next Keylor Navas. Don't need a keeper, and we also don't need a CDM. That's the reason I'm going for Locatelli, 28 years old already. Because A, we can afford him, trying to pay just 51 million, and plus, once he's retiring or getting old, Mainoo can come back. As we've paid a little bit more for him, but we've got the money. We're Man United, so 58.3 is enough for the Italian. As I know we can't really see ratings, but him and Agate, what a partnership. Ronaldo up front with 2 young strikers to grow, and they actually need to grow right now because Ronaldo is retiring, and we're not buying another striker. We are going for a left back. And Joriel Hato, now I know it's decreasing the rating again, and PSG really want him. He's at the Europa League winners Benfica, and he helped beat us last year, but £50 million for the youngster gives us a very stable future with him and Lenny Yoro. So good for the future, in fact, it's got me building a reserve squad, which I think can outlast our current team and maybe be the future. We've got De Ligt, who we've got to keep, we've got Restes, Yoro, Hato, Garnacho, Ahmad, Xerxes, Clayton. We're definitely stacked for the future seasons. And how have we done in Ronaldo's last season? He's kept the 85 rating, 42 years old now. Will he reach his goal record? I'm kind of hoping so. Of course, we just built that team for the future, but at the moment, we're living in the present with Restes, one of our young players, up to a 90 rating. And Ronaldo bows out very nicely with 37 goals. Fernandes, his Portuguese teammate, 25. 14 assists. He's the player leading the way on all the goals and assist tallies, as our youngsters now, Clayton, could he be the new Mainu? A 73 rating at 18 years old maybe means we don't need Mainu back, as we also have these players, Harry Amas, 20, Wheatley 21, but they look very good and they will be around the squad. The squad that finishes second again, which is closer to the top spot, but come on Tuchel, you've only won one trophy. I'll make that two. Of course, the Community Shield won on penalties, but we don't count that as we lost in the FA Cup finale. Also, the Carabao Cup semi-finals to Newcastle, who went on to win it against Bournemouth in the Eddie Howe derby. So yeah, only a Community Shield, which I don't really like to count as a trophy. It's just a big 50p piece, as we were the highest English club in the Champions League, getting through to the round of 16 straight away, where we lost to Napoli. We cannot be losing to Naples. They'll have enjoyed that result with Andre Onana, their goalkeeper, and also Scott McTominay, who our last manager got rid of. Maybe time for an early step. Season 4 of Man United. Do we take this team to the future already? And what I mean by that is selling a few of these older players in the defence, like Luke Shaw is 31, Martinez 29. We've got Hato, we've got Euro, both 21 and queuing up. We've got Diallo on the bench, kind of wasting potential. Also down here, Harry Amas, I want to get him kind of near the squad, probably sell Malacia, and Højlund is back as a striker. But first things first. Now, a player Tuchel has managed before, Mount, we have to keep at this club for that objective. Spinning the wheel means he stays. I'm definitely giving him a wage increase, and that is our budget at the top. 190 million roughly. Surely to grow though, as we're selling a lot of players for money, including Rashford, Mazraoui, Malacia, and then a few young players. Anthony obviously has to be on that list, and also Victor Lindelof. No use for the older players, or fringe players I'd call them, as Joe Hugill is the first out in this Tuchel revolution, with Malacia going to Man City, Dangor out the door to the Baggies West Brom, and we've pulled off this very strange move because this is an outgoing. An incoming at the same time, because we've swapped Mazraoui with Arsenal for this Lucas James kid. Very good potential. I think this is the first time we've actually got a good deal in a swap deal, or I've ever seen one in career mode. 18, 80 rated. Look at the youngsters on the bench. Perfect for the future, along with Dilict, who we have to keep, as I'm looking at another keeper maybe. Then again, Restes is young, and I think it's got to be left back. We've got Harry Amos and Hato, so maybe no, we don't go there. Locatelli I said wouldn't stay, and I don't think Clayton is ready, so yeah, another midfielder, and maybe a switch of formation to something like this. Now, Tuchel does like the 4-2-3-1, but 4-3-3 attack is basically the same, but the wingers further forward. As it's not too kind on Agate, but it does work for Locatelli, and wingers now Garnacho and Sancho are last chances. They have to improve, as there's Clayton leaving to Freiburg, and Anthony's out the door, so maybe we do need another winger. But to be fair, on the bench, we don't have a midfielder at all, and Kobe Mainu now, do we bring him back straight away? I don't know. I think Locatelli's actually got a year left in the first team, so I'm going to Italy again for a bench player in Lewis Miley. With Dan Ashworth behind the scenes, one of the directors for Manchester United, coming from Newcastle, I think it's realistic as Rashford to Newcastle. Kinda worked as a swap, although Miley is joining from Roma, and he's another young player that fits into this young team we're building. And our academy this year, well, you can see how good it's done, or bad it's done, because we haven't promoted any players that we found. A dreadful intake, so we're going to have to work on that in the future, but we've got Bustamante, 74, in the Championship. Hugo Clayton, 79 now, after his loan at Freiburg. Then Harry Amas, who's 81 at Spurs. Probably needed a fill-in left-back, so I didn't mind loaning him out, as who's our highest rated at the club now? It's Restes, the keeper. Brilliant. I hope he's got clean sheets, because of course we've got to rank the clean sheet holders as top scorer, and top assister is Fernandes and Garnacho. May end up it at the end, as Højlund's trying to get a comeback on, and Sancho, who of course we have to change the position of. We've got a few of these to do, as Locatelli's gone up one to a centre mid. Sancho stays the same, but Garnacho goes up one. Also, Mikel Jonsson, another youth player, doesn't move. And Amad Diallo goes to an 83. As he's a player Tuchel really hasn't enjoyed. He's already 25, as this is our first team. One change to make straight away. Hato in for Luke Shaw, as we've got a few 90s in the squad now. 4, I believe. I'd say the team now is on par with City, but obviously not. Although 6 points off the league, it is a 4th place finish. So yeah, we're getting closer to top spot as the FA Cup we lost in the finale on penalties to Everton. Starting to bottle that one as the bottle jobs bottle the final of the Carabao Cup as Champions League, 22nd in the groups. All league, I am bamboozled, and Tuchel loses to his former club, 2-1 Bayern Munich. Is it time Tuchel goes? I thought the tactic would work. Right, it's telling me we need more players, we probably need to go more youth, and we definitely need more trophies. As can this be classed as the halfway point? I don't think just yet, because it's only the 5th season, not the 5th ending of the season. £276 million. Right, Manchester United, we're going to turn this into a movie with the players we sign. Because genuinely this is getting good. And Lenny Euro, he's almost into the squad. Martinez is our captain. 30-year-old centre-back. I'm going to actually change that, and I'm going to give it to De Ligt because he's 28-year-old, and of course we can't get rid of him. If only we could Mason Mount, because obviously he's not the greatest of players, because Bruno Fernandes, 33-year-old now, needs some competition, as he's 1 week away from an 83. He's still going to turn 30 soon. Mason Mount is wasted. Even Lewis Miley's better. He's already an 83, so yes, probably midfield is again what we focus on. And that's the cam position I'm thinking, as Bilal El Khanous, he's at Girona in this game, but I believe Leicester in real life. So I'd like to bring him in, but of course we still let players go out, as I've sold Bayern Deer because I want to get another backup keeper. Restes needs competition, but for now it's all about this man. We have signed the cam from Girona to hopefully back up Fernandes. Very good signing, as here's Luke Shaw leaving the club, going to Brighton, hopefully in a bit of a swap deal. Because they say never go back, but I really want Kobe Mine, who stole from under my nose on a release clause. Stupid release clause. Give me back my wonder kid. I will throw as much money as I have to get him back to the club, as they want Manuel Locatelli. Well, that couldn't have worked out any better. Take Locatelli back to Brighton with you. Welcome back, Kobe. Oh boy, is it good to have this man back. Straight into that midfield, as I am loving that diamond we've created. And I've tried something different this year regarding the youth. But first off, welcome back, Kobe. You haven't played at all because you can't train as a centre mid. It just won't bloody let you. Hate that bit of a glitch, and hey, we'll blame it on Thomas Tuchel as well, because if he doesn't win trophies, his job is definitely under risk. As when I talked about youth as well, trying something different, I didn't send any on loan. I actually kept them here like Clayton. Probably kept Minu out the team, and at 20, already 84 rated, we finally have a youth player worthy. Just a shame about Miley now, because Miley's going to compete with our youngster as Restes, 24. I actually didn't bring a backup in. Went all out in Kobe, but we can definitely get a backup next year. Some good ratings around the squad. As goal scorers this year, Rasmus, 19. Good, very good, but the player I'm actually kind of concerned around is Xerxes, only 86 rated. Is it time we get rid of him? Because he's not contributing to goals. We already have a third choice striker, Ethan Wheatley, who's 79 rated. So yeah, striker wise, we are definitely figuring things out, as a 6th place finish could be the end for Tommy Tuchel. 2 trophies so far, 2 in 2 managers. So yeah, it's not going good. We were out early on in the cup. Portsmouth round 3. That is like Ten Hag losing to Stockport 5 seasons ago. It could be time to go, Thomas. As the Carabao Cup 3rd round, Coventry beat us on penalties, and an exit in the league phase of the Champions League probably does it. No more Thomas Tuchel means the return of a club legend. Wayne Rooney is manager of Manchester United. He's entrusted with this squad, and the main reason I want to bring him in is for a striker. he should have experience in picking strikers out, which is obviously what we need, and I went straight up to signing contracts. Now, Bruno Fernandes has decided to retire. So we are without Bruno next season. We do have El Canoe somewhere, and Mason Mount, of course. He's 30 himself. But no running away, of course. There's 189 million after contracts, which are expensive, and we do want to keep this academy growing. If we can find anyone half decent, as Portugal, Ireland, England. They're the countries we're sending scouts to, as I want a player from one of those nations. And that is Evan Ferguson at Bournemouth. Now, that's the rivals of Brighton, where he originally is playing football. Little bit injury prone, and 86 rated at 24. Now, that's 4 years younger than Xerxes, and I'm giving Højlund a last chance. As here's Wayne's first signing as Manchester United head coach. A good signing to make, as is that Mainu leaving the club? Seriously, Cobby? Going to bloody Spurs this time? Screw him, it's another release clause in his contract, but he always wants to go. Yes, he didn't get played, but he can't train as a centre mid. I'm not wasting my time on him again, so Lewis Miley's in the squad. We've got El Canoe, who isn't a centre mid, but of course Clayton. And you might have caught a glimpse right there how bad our goalies was on the bench. And that's why I'm signing Caprile and ex-Man United Johnston. Kind of a Tom Heaton idea with that, man. We've got 4 goalkeepers now, and that bench is stacked for the future and also for now. And the last thing I want to do, it's actually not Man United related at all, is see where Plymouth are. Okay, Rooney kept them in the championship. Yeah, good from Wayne Rooney to keep them obviously in their league, but I don't know if it's enough to qualify him as Man U manager. But Wazza's heroics have won Man United the Premier League. Who needs Tuchel? Who needs Eric? We have done it with Wazza. Finally our 3rd trophy, but the FA Cup doesn't look any better. We just can't get through it. Don't tell me we lost to a championship side. Bristol City on penalties. I'm telling you guys, championship sides just love to win on penalties this game. As same here in the Carabao. Now, they might not be in the championship, but I know they did go down. Brentford in the quarterfinals. That of the Carabao, as I'm checking for us in the Champions League. We're not in the Champions League. Thanks, Thomas Tuchel. You really did doom us, as hey, Højlund at 90, so the faith in Rasmus, but did he score enough goals? I'm hoping so, as Miley's played well, Dallow's been in this team all the time. Our defence, 3 of 4, have still been here from season 1. Maybe that's something to change, although we're not in a rush to change anything, as Resta's still the best player. Garnacho, 93 rated. Best goalie and best winger, as Garnacho did get 20 goals, but finally, Højlund up there with his scoring. Now we've showed we can compete. Now we're into season 7. This is prime trophy time as our youth getting better. Bustamante, the next Garnacho it seems, 20-year-old, 80 rated, needs to train as a winger. And also Wheatley. He came through the academy at the start of the very save, of course, as Clayton's an 86. He's surely the Kobe Minu replacement. And also Diego Dallo. He's 31, so Lucas James, 21-year-old. He looks the Dallo replacement. As from Dallo to Diallo, Ahmad is the next one I'm looking at, 27-year-old. Only reached an 84. The only thing about this man is his versatility, as if he does train as a left wing, he can play right wing, left wing, cam. But really it's the same with Sancho if we trained him as a right wing, and I'm pretty sure if we trained him as a cam, yep, he could play every position. And besides, we need an actual cam, as Mason Mount is in the team at the moment. And yes, we've got to keep him, but he's not actually staying in there. El Canoe can stay there, but only an 87 rating. It's not living up to Bruno, so I think we find another one. Oh, Bellingham would be nice, of course, but he's linked a little bit to Liverpool. So maybe the star man could be Xavi Simons, the Dutchman. A very Eric Ten Hag-esque signing, and we don't have much money this year with our failure in Europe. I'm going to offer 110 million. Oh, and luckily enough, that is accepted. Very nice. Welcome to the club, Xavi Simons of PSG. Almost all the money gone now on what you can only describe as a mega team, making me think we changed the tactics to go very aggressive in this formation. Look at Højlund as well. He can play every role, as I'm going to change him. I think 25 goals is good, but I'm going to make him a bit more advanced. Bring him back into play a little bit, and then a shadow striker in Simmons, with both wingers being wide now so they don't interfere with the play in the middle. And I'm also just thinking, now we do have enough places on the bench. Amad Diallo, this is your final chance. And what a way of taking your chance, Amad. 84 rated, still on the bench, 28, not done anything. The rest of the team I'm hoping has, because we've got loads of 90 rated. Our fullbacks and one midfielder, so that means we've got 8 90s, plus a lot of good players only on the bench. Evan Ferguson, and the most mistreated man in football, Lenny Yoro. Been here all 8 seasons, a youngster at the start with great potential but still not in the team because that wheel landed on Delict, meaning we had to keep him, as Ferguson's outscored Højlund. Garnacho scoring almost 30 with 20 assists. We haven't checked our eye on top scorers and also clean sheets, but Restes, my days, 3 assists for the goalkeeper. Playing extremely well as we are now on top. That is 2 seasons in 2. Wazza has won the Premier League. I think he's safe in a job, as it's also a Community Shield win. And also an FA Cup win, the first season with 2 trophies. Call it a treble if you want, but Fulham win the Carabao Cup, which again you can call we lost a game on penalties in. It's always bloody penalties, as now top of the Champions League phase. And beating Napoli 4-3, what a turnaround. Finally winning games, but then another penalty defeat, this time to Chelsea, oh my days. Todd Bowley's beaten us. What a shame to admit, as now Diallo offers a lot of positions. But I'm also thinking with his rating, can we move to this man? Same rating as Mason Mount, and he can't leave the club. We've got 3 seasons left. Can we try and find a place on the bench for Mace? I'd love it if we could, as I haven't been checking the budget as much recently, but 92 million for winning the Prem twice in a row. I know we've gone Wayne Rooney, and I know we've spent a lot of money already, but is that really enough with the team we have and the formation we're playing? All the trophies we're winning, the formation doesn't change the amount of money you get, as Clayton I want to get in the team, and Ferguson seems too good to waste. Also, Bustamante, he could maybe get better than Diallo, but of course we're focusing on Mount, and we're focusing on new signings. With these players we have at the moment, I'm not only focusing on getting better, I'm focusing on a player maybe winning the Ballon d'Or, such as Garnacho, I don't know why I just called him Garni, and Højlund 92, he's only 28, a few more years in him. As there is some players getting older, of course Mason Mount does not leave the club, he's tied down to a long-term contract, but Martinez isn't. Also Diogo Dalot, so I think this is the point in the save with 3 more seasons left. We change our defense. We need to win that Champions League, so Yoro into the team, and also, if I can actually scroll down to him, James, who's a lot younger, making the defense on paper weaker, but they're younger, so they can grow. And of course, I'm still going to look at young players. Don't think we're done with youth yet. Hang in there, guys. We've still got 3 seasons. It's only season 8 this season and 2 more. And we do have youth through the academy. Ibrahim Wallace, I'm going to try and loan out for a season. And same with Isaac Wiat. We just need a spiking growth to make those lads unstoppable, as the first one has been stopped. The first one out the club, that is. Dallo is not staying. And also Arlo John, yes, we're still loaning out existing players and selling them, as the butcher Martinez is gonzo, leaving 214 million, which I want to go on a big player as we go for the Champions League, and Leo Rizzo. I won't comment how funny his name is, I'll just go ahead and sign him. He comes for the bench, only 23 years old, and limits the amount of defenders so Yoro and James can grow. As it's getting silly now, Wazza. It is seriously getting predictable. He just wins league titles. It is what he does. Manager or player, he just gets the job done with United. As the Community Shield, it's a 3-1 win over Liverpool. In the FA Cup, guess what? Round 5 penalty loss. But the Carabao Cup, I believe, for the first time is in the cabinet. That is a very nice feeling. Thank you very much for another trophy. As in the league phase, it's 3rd, not 1st. Avoiding that playoff round. and beaten by Sevilla. Now, I don't know what to do. How does our team get better? Yes, we weaken the defense, but is it really weaker? Because Yoro and James both 91 rated, Miley 89, one of the best teams we've ever seen. And by the way, actually, Clayton on the bench, 90 rated youngster alert, full 90 overall squad. And scoring goals for fun, even Clayton got bloody 30 as Højlund's the top scorer. And we need a Ballon d'Or winner. Never had a Ballon d'Or winner, which surprises me a little bit, and we need one next season, with this being our penultimate season. The last one is upcoming, so we'll only see the winner next year, and we haven't had one so far. Can it be Alejandro Garnacho? Now 29 years old. Look at the stats. He's all in the 90s. It's bloody brilliant. Or Højlund, or even Jadon Sancho. Or this guy I didn't see. I loaned him to Inter last year. Rafa Bustamante is 89 overall already. That's why you never give up on youth. We've got a 70 rated. That's pretty decent. But this man, Bustamante, oh my days. Where's he come from? Straight on the bench for Diallo, who we can sell. And then Mason Mount. I hate that we've stuck with him. Honestly, 33-year-old right now. And I want to banish him to the reserves, as we've got 125 million. Now, we need to spend all of that. We need to go for some last-minute trophies. So I've thought carefully about who we sell, and we're not selling De Ligt, he's just done that bloody himself. And Ahmad we're going to try and sell. Wheatley just has to go. We're halting his career. Oh my days, and I didn't expect Liverpool. He's just been on loan to Everton, and also is Manchester United Academy proven. Weird move if you ask me, as the final player leaving United permanently should be Amad Diallo. And immediately my head just sways straight towards Arnau Martinez. Now, I know he's not a central midfielder, he's a right back, but when you look at the team again, right back is a position we have zero cover at all in. So we're going to get another right back, and we might as well get another midfielder. So here's Arnau Martinez first. Definitely needed to prioritise him. Followed up with Patino, Ellis Fisher, and also Seb Boselli. Oh, but hang about. What's this? Is that Garnacho? Have we won a Ballon d'Or in this season where we won nothing? Okay, I was expecting it next season, but Alejandro Garnacho has won the world's best player title. If only, you know, he could partner that with an actual big trophy for the team, not just himself, as it looks like Clayton hasn't played, and Ugarte just never changes. He'll stay a CDM till the day he stops playing football. As the team overall, though, we've got to say it's incredible, really. Stumped on words for it then, as we're going to make a change. We're going to put Yoro on the left. I don't know why I never did that. And also Bustamante. Swap them over. We've got two Argentinians, a Danish, a Dutch, and a whole lot of good players. Seriously, look at these ratings, and we haven't won a Champions League. We won one with Ajax the other day. Easily, really. Didn't take long at all, as 47 goals for Rasmus, Garnacho with 24, Clayton even with 20. And I don't get this. Restes, the goalkeeper, I keep looking at his clean sheets, but I keep seeing assists for him. It is bizarre as Manchester United, 4 on the trot. It is a United era game. This 10-season rebuild got really, really tasty all of a sudden. As the Community Shield won, on penalties, we win. And we win the FA Cup, making it 2 trophies this season. But not the Carabao again. It is Manchester City's. By the way, West Ham in another final, as look at the English dominance. 3rd in the league phase, behind City and Chelsea. Beating Barcelona. Could this be the year for us? Because then we beat Leverkusen, and then Madrid. 6-3, oh my days. So we're still not winning the Champions League. We got further than ever. If only we could have had one of the other teams. Villarreal or Frankfurt, oh my days. What a journey it could have been, but just ruined at the end. But now, our final season. And this is it, lads, from Ten Hag, Ronaldo to Tuchel, Rooney, Garnacho's world dominance, and this team, which we're going to go out on and hopefully win the Champions League with, as I don't know about signings. Honestly, we're good enough as it is at the moment, as if you're still watching the video at the moment, comment the word Garnacho. Just the word Garnacho, maybe in speech marks or something, because if I know you've done that, I know you're a certified legend. And no need to sign contracts up as only 83 million. Are you having a laugh? What if someone decides to leave us? Oh my days. And I've just spoken into existence. Look at this. Lenny Yoro. He's ditched us for Leipzig. His release clause wasn't much. And Hato has gone as well. We've lost 2 key players. Oh my days. What a start to this season. To be fair, I was getting a bit bored of them as one of our OGs comes in, Delict, and Harry Amas, one of the OG Academy players, who I was hoping the wheel landed on at the start when we got Mason Mount, who's 72 rated. Still, we've got decent bench players. Fisher I didn't speak upon. We signed him from Blackburn, and also Patino. Signed him, I believe, from Turkey? Or the Netherlands, I don't know, as this time we go in Sociedad for a Brazilian, Rafael Moreira. Should be quite affordable. As now I think about it, this man could actually be our last signing, as we haven't made many at all. We've in fact kept a lot of base players. The rules was only to keep 2, but look, Højlund, Garnacho, Agate, Amas, Delict, Sancho, Xerxes. We've also got some down here, of course, in Mason Mount, and weirdly enough, this keeper, Vitek. As if you're wondering how some OGs that we let go have done in their careers, these are the ones currently still playing that I could find at the moment. Bayendir, Wheatley, Ahmad, Dallo, Mainu and Martinez all really excelling in their careers. But it's our own squad we focused on, as I've put Miley in for Agate just because he is in that position, and I'm just going to flick around tactics. Gonna make Garnacho cut inside because he's on the left now and he doesn't like the left. And it also looks like he doesn't like winning Ballon d'Ors for a second time, with this guy Waters winning it. Honestly, where's he come from? If I would have seen him sooner, you know Højlund would be out of there. But I think that's a fairly decent team, apart from Amas's rating. Our 10th season ends in very good fashion, I'd say. We've got a 90 rated striker on the bench, an 89, another 90. We've gone through 3 different managers in Ten Hag, Tuchel and Rooney, and we have got a whole bunch of different players, but some existing ones. Højlund, for example, and Garnacho, for example, who has just been bloody incredible. 2 OGs, top scorers. And that takes us on to our awards, which of course comes before our trophies, as our top scorer overall is Rasmus Højlund. Takes that rank 1 spot as well. He got 200 goals. Garnacho got 194. This was very close, this one. But assists weren't very close. This goes to Garnacho with 119, as Agate was in 2nd place. Surprised to see no Bruno there, as our top clean sheet keeper was, of course, Restes with 115 clean sheets. That for me is very hard to beat, as look who wins the league, easily winning another trophy with Villa, Fulham and West Ham top 4. Unbelievable, as no Community Shield, no FA Cup as well, but we do win a Carabao Cup, and that's a 2-0 win over Bristol City. As the Champions League, yep, no doubt we do finish high in the league phase, as we did beat Wolfsburg, we squeezed past Bayern Munich, and we beat Borussia Mönchengladbach, getting Bilbao in the final and beating them finally. 10 seasons deep with United, we get our final trophy, and honestly, I've lost count in my head, so the number will be on screen, and that is how many trophies we've won. And you are seeing the rank 1 being the same as the current rank, because this is the first 10 season takeover. I plan much more of these. As if you want to see another one, comment below who it should be with, and thank you for watching this rebuild, which honestly has been a huge one.